Hey everyone, today I want you to think about your classroom a little differently. Not just as a room with desks and chairs, but as a stage. A stage that's been carefully set for the amazing performance of learning. So just for a second, picture your own classroom. If it really is a stage, what story is it telling right now? Is it a story about teamwork and collaboration? Or maybe it's all about quiet, individual focus? Or, maybe it's telling a story of a little bit of beautiful chaos. The layout tells a story whether we plan it or not. And this image, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Every single great idea, every lesson, it needs a stage to really come alive. The source for this, the New Art and Science of Teaching, makes it so clear. The physical setup of your room isn't just about furniture. It can literally block learning or it can open up a world of possibilities. So as the director of this learning stage, your vision is everything. The whole point is to organize the physical space, not just to look good, but to make movement easy. And most importantly, to keep all of our actors, our students, completely focused on the main performance, learning. Now, this might sound like a lot, but don't worry, we're going to break it all down, just like a play. We're taking the 12 key strategies from the source material and organizing them into 3 simple acts. So let's pull back the curtain on Act 1, setting the scene. This is all about the vibe of your classroom, the visuals, the atmosphere, what you and your students see and feel the second you walk in the door. In this first act, we're really focusing on the set design itself. We're going to cover 3 main things: designing the decor to set the right mood, displaying student work like it's featured art, and planning out your classroom library. This is the backdrop for your entire production. Okay, so when we talk about decor, it's not just about making things pretty. What I love here is the focus on making it functional. Of course, we want the room to feel welcoming, with themes and calendars, but the source really stresses that your wall space is prime real estate for learning. Think vocabulary lists, helpful formulas, or examples of great work. It's decor with a purpose. And wow, this is so important. Putting student work on the walls isn't just decoration. When you switch it out regularly and actually take a minute to explain why a certain piece is so good, you're doing 2 incredibly powerful things. First, you're making your students feel seen and valued. And second, you're boosting their confidence by showing them exactly what quality looks like. All right, Act 1 is set. Now it's time to bring in the actors. Welcome to Act 2, Blocking the Actors. This is all about the choreography of the classroom, where people go, and how they move around the space. So for this act, we're basically the choreographer. We're going to look at the flow of the room by focusing on 3 key placements: where the teacher's desk goes, how the students' desks are arranged, and where you'll create those spaces for group work. And the source gives us this perfect, simple question to ask ourselves. Does my desk impede the flow of traffic? It doesn't matter if you put it at the front of the room or tuck it away in the back. The most important thing is that it should never be a roadblock. It has to serve the flow of the class, not get in the way. And when it comes to student desks, there's no magic bullet, right? It's all about trade-offs. Rows are great for when you're teaching the whole class at once, but man, they can make switching to group work feel kind of clunky. Groups, on the other hand, are awesome for collaboration, but they can also be an invitation for off-task chatter. So the bottom line is, your desk layout has to match what you're actually planning to do that day. All right, we've got our scene, our actors know where to move, but what are they holding? Let's get to our final act. Placing the props. What about all the tools and resources they need to actually perform? Yup, this is all about the tools of the trade, the props for our play. We're talking everything from everyday stuff like pencils and paper to the tech you use and even specialized equipment you might have for labs or other hands-on projects. And the rule of thumb here is just so simple, but it makes a huge difference. Organize things by how often they're used. The stuff students need all the time, pencils, scrap paper, the sharpener, that should be super easy for them to grab on their own. Things you use less often can be stored away. It just makes the whole classroom run so much smoother. Okay, so the stage is set, the actors are blocked, the props are in place, but is the show really done? Not quite. Any good director knows there's always a director's cut. This last part is all about rehearsing, refining, and making things even better. And this right here, this could be a total game changer. The source really highlights that when you get your students involved in designing the classroom, it creates this powerful sense of ownership. Just asking for their feedback or letting them help arrange a corner of the room, it transforms it from your classroom into our classroom. So how do we know if we're getting better at this whole director thing? Well, the source gives us this fantastic self-reading scale. It's not about being perfect from day one, it's about making progress. Maybe you're at the developing stage. You've set up the room, but you haven't really watched to see how it's affecting things. The goal is to move towards applying and then innovating, where you're actually changing the layout to fit the unique needs of your students. It's a really clear roadmap for getting better. And that's our show, everyone. We've walked through how to direct your classroom just like a stage play. So now the spotlight is on you. You're the director. As you look out at your own stage, what's the very first scene you're going to redesign?